In life, we often make quick decisions. We think only our way is right. We think if someone has a different opinion, then it must be wrong. But the truth is, every problem in life can have many solutions. So if we call someone wrong without understanding, or if we ignore their words, then it becomes the biggest obstacle in our own learning. In today's story, we will see how a little girl, with her simple answer, teaches us to think differently. She helps us understand that another person's point of view may not be wrong. So let's listen carefully to this story, because inside it, there is a priceless lesson for life. Once upon a time, there was a small, beautiful village. In that village lived a girl named Emily. Emily was very lively and cheerful. She spent her days playing with friends. With her small backpack on her shoulder, filled with books and notebooks, she went to school every day. Emily loved going to school, but she had a big problem with one subject: math. Whenever she tried to do math, she got confused. Even small additions and subtractions under 10 made her count on her fingers. At her age, this was normal. But while other children were learning math quickly, Emily's family began to worry a little. One day in class, her teacher, Mr. Johnson, told everyone to draw a picture. This was the children's favorite activity. Everyone started drawing with great excitement. Emily had also brought all her supplies from home. She was drawing with full focus. Math may have been her weakness, but drawing was her strength. In fact, she was the best artist in the class. When the drawings were finished, Mr. Johnson went through everyone's work. Some had drawn friends, some ducks, and others colorful and funny things. He understood the limits of children's drawings, so he encouraged everyone. On each notebook, he wrote kind words and gave his signature. In Emily's notebook, he wrote, "Well done, Emily. Great work. Your picture is really beautiful." Seeing those words, Emily's heart filled with joy. She thought to herself, if she showed this drawing to her mother, how happy she would be. As soon as class ended, all the children ran outside. Some went to the canteen. Some went to play. Emily had brought her lunch, but she didn't like eating alone, so she joined her friends. While they were ordering food at the canteen, her problem appeared again. Emily struggled to calculate, and one of her friends had to help her. Slowly, everyone came to know that Emily was very weak in math. Later, math class began. Mr. Johnson was teaching a very simple addition. He took 3 apples from his table and asked the children, "All right, kids, imagine I give you 1 apple, then another, and then 1 more. Tell me, how many apples will that be in total?" All the students answered together. But when it was Emily's turn, she started counting on her fingers. After a while, with confidence and a smile, she said, "5, sir." Mr. Johnson was a very patient man. He thought maybe Emily didn't like apples, so she gave the wrong answer. So he asked differently, "All right, Emily, now imagine I give you 1 strawberry, then another, then 1 more. How many strawberries will you have in total?" This time, Emily counted on her fingers and happily replied, "3, sir." Hearing the correct answer, Mr. Johnson was pleased, but he went back to the apple question. "Now count the apples again. I give you 1 apple, then another, then 1 more. How many apples in total?" Saying this, he placed the apples in Emily's hand one by one. Emily, without hesitation, replied very simply, "4, sir." This time, Mr. Johnson's patience started to fade. He raised his voice a little and said, "You can count strawberries correctly, but why not apples? I only gave you 3 apples. Why do you keep saying 4? Emily shrank back a little in fear. In a soft voice she said, Because I already have one apple in my backpack, sir. Mr. Johnson was surprised at her answer. He realized the problem wasn't as simple as it seemed. The student he thought was wrong wasn't entirely wrong after all. My friends, the same thing happens in our lives too. Many times we think we are right, but someone else's different opinion may not be completely wrong. Yes, 5 plus 5 equals 10. That's correct. But 6 plus 4 or 3 plus 7 also make 10, don't they? So never think that only your way is right. In this world, there are many paths, many reasons, and many perspectives. So before judging someone, listen carefully to what they have to say. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Your one comment will encourage me to create even better stories. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet again with a new story.